Hello, everyone. And yeah, uh, RE versus Dead. At the time of recording this now, it's currently Thursday the 10th. So the servers have been shut now for just over a week. And yeah, as you can see, if I try and connect, yep, it's fully gone. I just thought I'd record this little intro. Uh, I've got a few clips of my final games before the shutdown, like right before. Uh, and yeah, just say my thoughts on the game. And yeah, so what was it attacking with? Was it Village? I can't remember now because when it originally came out, it didn't even release properly, did it? Because if I remember, like they had to not can it, but they shelved it for a while. I think it was almost like a year, maybe a year and a half until it got properly released. Because I remember playing the open beta, uh, and I enjoyed that. It was a bit messy, but I thought overall it was, it was playable. To us, it wasn't that much different from what we finally got. So yeah, I can't remember why they shelved it, but eventually it did get a release, like a year, maybe 2 years later. Um, it's a hard one. I enjoy it, but obviously it's nothing like the normal RE mainline games. As a fun little spin-off, I enjoyed it. I played it here and there. I didn't get too far, and I never put money into the battle pass they had. Uh, and they also had some cool costumes you can buy from the store, which I never got into. And that's another thing that annoyed me was the unlockables. I think I would have played it more if everything wasn't locked behind the battle pass and purchases or whatever. I don't know. It just feels like Capcom set up to die. It did still feel unbalanced, though. I would say that, like, even with that hiatus, when the game did finally come out, was some like the balancing was just not there. Like, there was clearly way better characters than others. Uh, to us, some of the BOWs did not feel good to control. I think it got one update, if I remember, which you'll see at the end of this. They added the village map, which I think I stopped playing way before they added that. And they also added the Wolfpack characters from Village, which is pretty cool. What it was? Oh yeah, they added one of the Lycan enemy types as one of the BOWs you can play, which is pretty cool. And I actually play as them in some of the gameplay you'll see, and they're actually not too bad actually. It's quite a fun one to play as, but overall, it was a bit janky. And if the players knew what they were doing, uh, you can get stunned to heck. And honestly, like it is so annoying. Like I wasn't great at the game. I was decent, and you'll see from the gameplay, yeah, I'm not too great. To us, it feels like it's luck sometimes whether you get someone or not, because there's just so much stuff happening, and you can either get it so everyone just piles on you. Sometimes you'll notice that hits don't register, but yeah, well, yeah, it was just a pain in the ass sometimes to play, and I think that's what put me off it in the beginning. But overall, I did have fun, and it's cool seeing all these characters together. I've had ideas of this in the past of them doing something like this. Uh, I always had it in mind like more of a fighting arcade style, just resi characters on resi characters, and which I thought would always be a pretty cool idea. Uh, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they would do it. Uh, 'Cause the idea was there, but they obviously put it out to fail because like they just hardly updated it. They added one new character. I knew the game it wasn't as popular. I don't know what the Steam numbers were, but I can't imagine the console numbers would be any different, but it had its fan base. Like the amount of like random times I would just download it just to have a couple of games. You could always get a game, uh, fairly easy. It'd probably like take a 2 to 4 minute wait. Just some of the matches I was getting before the shutdown were actually taking it close to 6, 7 minutes to get. So I think there was a few people that just didn't even bother. I just thought I had to as a Resi fan to just give it one final play before it went. And yeah, I don't know. For me, it's a weird one. I enjoy it, but obviously, it's nothing like Resident Evil. I would have much preferred they just put the time and energy into something else, maybe a story DLC for one of the games, or hell, even an update for RE3, adding all the stuff they didn't. They cut. Like, I just think their time would have been better elsewhere, especially if they put the time in for them not to update it in anyway. Like, and that's the thing. Like, there's so much assets they could use because clearly all the assets were just pulled from other games. Like, it did not take them long to make this game at all. Maybe some slight tweaks to the actual areas because I know the village is quite different. Is it? It might be slightly different. I know the Baker estate is different because if you look at the doorways in some of the rooms, they're clearly way bigger than what they are in RE7, and that's to make sense for all the stuff passing through, and including like the tall BOWs like Nemesis, so they had to make the area slightly wider. But yeah, there's like so much they could have pulled from, like way more costumes uh, that wouldn't really like require any work at all from them. So yeah, I'm surprised they just didn't do that, just to keep the game alive. 'Cause, hey, like that's the thing, like it was pretty rocky in the start. That's not to say in the future it could have went somewhere, especially if they balanced it and added more content. Yeah, it's just for me, I didn't want to put any money into the battle pass. I was tempted with the costumes, to be fair, especially for Chris, and they did have some cool costumes for the BOWs, which they didn't have to do. Like even one which was a redesign of the Super Tyrant from the original RE2, which I much prefer to the new design which they gave Mr. X in the RE2 remake. Like the one they designed for this one actually looks way more closer to the original RE2 design, which I wish they went for. And that actually took work. Like this, that's something they actually had to make from scratch. There might be a few other things too, but yeah, and that's the thing. Like even when they got to that point where they ported everything they possibly could over, and if the game would have seen some success from that, there's like all the other Resident Evil games they could have pulled from then. Just a small team could have made so many costumes from like the rest of the series, like from Revelations and Code Veronica, all that. Like I could see the possibility. It's just the execution was just really flawed. And yeah, yeah, it's just one of those games. We'll just never know. We'll never know what could have been. From what I played, like I said, I'm on the fence of it. Like I had fun, but it had many flaws. But I can also see what could have been, and what could have been looked, very bright. Like I actually played this more than Resistance, which is like crazy of me saying now because you would have seen from my previous video I went back to platinum it, and I actually enjoyed it way more because that was one of those games I actually put in, and yeah, I just played a couple of matches and that was it. I put it down. Like it's just, yeah, just I'm not a fan of those like Dead by Daylight type games anyway. But like, it's not what I wanted from Resident Evil game. And then again, this wasn't what I wanted from Resident Evil game, but it kept me playing a lot longer than Resistance did. But saying that again, after playing Resistance recently, I do think it's overall way better than this game, and it actually is a game now I can see myself coming back to. And that's in the same boat as this. Like, they just the updates have stopped, and again like this, there's so much stuff they can pull from. Like that, we only ever got Jill as an added character. They could have added so more, and it wouldn't have taken any effort at all for them to add. Like, and I would have loved to see what they would have done with the masterminds, like way more. Maybe even get Wesker, uh, all that story mode that they cancelled, which sucked. Because I think for me, that would have kept me playing along. Like if there's like a story mode included. So yeah, I don't know. These weird the spin-offs we're getting now. It's just Ari's in a weird place because I can't imagine. Well, I guess it depends on the server type, but I can't imagine Ari Resistance lasting longer. That's kind of why I decided to go back to get the platinum, and then uh, the proper black sheep of the franchise, Umbrella Corp. That's still going, and that's actually one I do plan to platinum soon. It's actually one of the yeah, I think it's the last online one I need now because I've done all the online trophies for 5 and 6, done Operation Raccoon City, done this. I actually did this ages ago. Uh, done Resistance, and then yeah, so Umbrella Corp should be the last online game I need to do now, and then the rest are just the mainline games, which, well, spin-offs like Revelations. The ones I'm saving for last is probably the original, well, not the original, but the 2002 remake and Resident Evil Zero. I'm going to save them to platinum last because I fucking love those games. And I thought it'd be like a nice cherry on top to finally plat the whole series. And I do intend on doing Revelations on PS3 as well as Revelations 2 on PS3 and PS Vita. So I want to try and get all the platinums for the entire series. And they're the only ones I'm missing now is that and Code Veronica. I think I need to go back and get that. Well, I don't think it has a platinum on PS3, but I need to go back and platinum the PS4 version and 100% the which I'm yeah the PS3 version needs 100% that, and then that should be it. Then that'll be the whole series then, uh, unless you count region stacks, which I don't think I'm going to do. But yeah, so hopefully do those and then end with RE and Resi Zero on PS4 because I did platinum on an old account of mine which I had before the PS4 came out, but not on this new account. So I thought I'll save it, and then that should be all the ones done. But if I can get Umbrella Corp out of the way, then it's the end's in sight because I won't have to worry about the server shitting or any online stuff. So hopefully I can do that, which I'm looking forward to because it's Resident Evil's my favorite series of all time. So it'd be a nice little achievement just having all the platinums for all different versions, and then well, so kind of got sidetracked now. We're talking about platinums. Uh, but yeah, I think we're also getting. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting Resident Evil 5 and 6 again this year on PS5, a PS5 port. Which, as a collector of the series, I do look forward to adding more to the collection. So that hopefully they get a physical at least. Maybe different artwork would be nice. Uh, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do because will they just call it Resident Evil 5? Or will they just call it Resident Evil Gold Edition? Because they have a Gold Edition thing now with the 8, 7, so they possibly could carry on. But I would like them to do different artwork though if they can. Uh, but yeah, I wouldn't mind going back and platinum those again. They might have auto pops. It depends on how I feel. I think I'll probably get the platinum for both games and then auto pop the online stuff because I really can't be asked doing all that again. Even though oh, I'm not gonna lie, I did have a bit of fun with RE6 online. I did meet a good friend through that on one of the trophy groups who helped me grind through all the online trophies for Resi 6, and there's a lot. Because I had that game at like, I think 50 or 60% for years on the PS4 version, and I never did the online stuff. And I recently went back to do that, as well as platinum the PS3 version and get all the online stuff for that. which surprisingly the servers are still going for both those games. If any of you are interested, it is a bit of a grind though, but it's doable with only one other person. You only need 3 people for one trophy, but the rest can be done completely just 2 people. But I don't know why we went off. I don't know why I'm talking about trophies, but yeah, main game at hand, Ariverse. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Could it have been better? Definitely. Uh, do I wish we could have seen where it would have ended up? Yeah, I do. I really do. Same with Umbrella Corp. I enjoyed that mainly for the fact that of the maps, because I would say as an RE fan, you need to at least play the remake they've done of the original Spencer Mansion map, because they've completely rebuilt that and made it into a multiplayer level, and it's worth it just to play it for that. They did a really good job of just remaking that, and going around that was pretty fun, especially if you have an idea of the layout of these maps anyway. Which, if you're a Resi fan that you've been playing it for years, you will. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and it'll be interesting to see what they do next. Because I don't think they're quite done with these weird spin-offs. If you ask me, I kind of wish they would just stop flat out with the remakes and just focus primarily on mainline or just spin-offs. Give us new stuff. Because don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Resi 2 remake and 4, and I did have fun with 3, even though it was disappointing the stuff that they cut. Uh, Hence why they probably had to bundle Resistance with it. But I enjoyed them, but I would have much preferred if they used that time just making other new experiences. And now there's talks of them remaking 5, 6. I've seen rumors of RE1 remake, which is going to get another remake, which I hope they don't, because the 2002 GameCube game is probably the perfect Resident Evil remake. It is perfect. It does everything a remake should. Added, expanded. It's just perfect. What I would give to have a RE2 remake and 3 remake in that style back then. I would have done anything if they did that back then. And it'd be interesting to see how it would have turned out too. Especially with like the extra stuff they added for the first game. But God, yeah, I'm rambling again. But yeah, so it's a shame. That's all I'm going to say. It's a shame, and I just hope whatever they do in the future, they fully dedicate and support to it. And yeah, just something, just to keep it alive. Because I do feel bad that this game probably did have a small niche of fans that did enjoy it and probably played it daily, and now they can't play it, and it all comes back to like the the dead games thing that's going on at the moment. What these publishers can do and take these games away from us, it just sucks. It really does. But yeah, uh, that's it for me. I'll next you'll see my last games for the game before the shutdown. Hope you guys enjoyed that little ramble or whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.
all part of the family now.